Hello, welcome back for another Mom Biz, Mom Life Pep Talk. I don't know what to call these anymore because they're just a good mix of both. But today we're talking about when you fear judgment. Essentially, the only reason that you are fearing judgment is because you're seeking the approval of others. And now I don't talk on this and I'm like, ooh, if you are like worried about other people judging you, you're just looking for their approval, because this was very much me. And I was always stuck in this fear of judgment for any decision that I would make, because as human beings, we all want approval of others, right? And we all want to belong and feel wanted. And so it's the basic human needs that we all have. But something that I had to learn was to let go of some of those people pleasing tendencies. Because at the end of the day, what if the people we're seeking the approval from aren't living a life that we want to live, or are doing things that don't feel aligned for us and we want to do things differently? But if we are seeking their approval, then we're just holding ourselves back. And so I really want to just shift your perspective on that, because right now, where I sit, yes, I still have the fear of judgment. I'm not going to lie about that. There is a little bit, but it is not as intense as it used to be. I used to have a horrible fear of judgment. I used to always worry about what other people were going to think of me. And let's go back to like one of the last Mom Biz Pep Talks was, what do you want your school year to look like? And volunteering in your kid's classroom. I wanted the approval of the teachers, that I was a human being who was like worthy of something, I don't know, because I was just willing to volunteer in the classroom. Suddenly I deemed myself a good mom in the eyes of others. And what really matters is coming back to you. And I think something that I really enjoy helping women with, helping moms with, is coming back to you, because it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You are the one living your life. You are the one doing things this way. And I think from my upbringing and how I was raised, we were always taught to seek approval from others. And if we did something wrong, well, now we've got to go say I'm sorry or repent or whatever. And what I've come to learn going through that experience, because we want the approval of our parents, right? And that is something that I feel like I didn't get a lot of. My biological dad wasn't in the picture a ton, and when he was, it was just a rough situation. And then my mom was just doing the best she could with what she had, and I never really got the validation that I was after, the approval. And so I was constantly searching outside of myself for that approval and that validation. And what I have come to learn since then is that I really enjoy helping moms and women decide how you want to live your life and let go of the fear of judgment for others. And something else that I also dealt with a few decisions that I've now started talking about a little more openly is my leaving the church that I was raised in. That was really hard because the family is still very much in. And it didn't feel good. And then dealing with gaslighting and disappointment from parents or siblings or other family members. And it's just, at the end of the day, none of that shit matters. What matters is that you love who you are, you love yourself, and you are making choices that feel really good and aligned for you. Because it doesn't matter what society places on us. It doesn't matter what a religion places on us. It doesn't matter what our family placed on us growing up. We now get to unravel. And as one of my friends, Andrea Crisp, mentioned the other day on our call, was we get to deconstruct the beliefs that we were taught and reconstruct what we now choose to believe. And I've been doing a lot of this the past few weeks, again, around the church in therapy, because when I left, I was just so much happier not going. I didn't care to prove it wrong. And honestly, I still don't care to prove it wrong or have any ill feelings in that way. But I now see the part that it played in my life by giving me this perspective that you're only good if you're worthy, you're only good if you go to church, you're only good if you do certain things, and certain normal human behaviors were bad. And now I get to reconstruct my own beliefs around that because I know who I am. I know I'm a good person, but I would not be considered a good person per my religion's standards because I don't go, I don't pay the tithing, I don't. And so it's a really interesting thing that you get to deconstruct and reconstruct. And you're the only one that's living your life. And I think that's one thing that is really something that you need to understand is nobody else is living your life. So if something doesn't feel good, you have the power to change it. And I am not going to say that it is easy. I will not say that, depending on what it is. A lot of things with like raising kids or doing things differently, some of that was easy for me to step into because I was like, I just don't care what you think. For me, and I don't want to make this like all about like my experience with the church at all, but for me, that was the hardest thing I've ever done was stepping away because there's a lot more that goes into it than that. But it's really cool when you finally start to step in to who you want to be and step into the life that you want to have for you. Not doing it for the approval of others, not doing it because you're afraid you're going to be judged. Because here's what I'll say is that you're going to be judged no matter what. You're going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well do what you want. And that is kind of what I have come to realize is that I'm just going to do what I want. I'm going to do what feels good to me and what I think is best for my family and for my kids. And I'm going to love the hell out of it. And I'm going to love the hell out of myself. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I just get to choose. I'm no longer available for the judgment of others to get me down because this is my life, just like it's your life. You get to live it the way that you want to. You get to show up the way that you want to. And if you want to start kind of deconstructing your life or things that aren't feeling good, the biggest thing is gaining an awareness. That is the first step to changing anything is, and this is my AAA framework, that you need to gain an awareness around what doesn't feel good in your life. What are the areas of your life that things don't feel good in? Ask yourself why. And then you accept it. You are where you are. It just is. You are perfect as you are. So there's no judgment to be placed here. There's no judgment to be placed on yourself. You just are where you are, and that's okay. You're not behind. You're not lost. You just are. And I really want you to understand that. You just are, and that's okay. And now, once you've accepted, then you get to take action. What do you want to do instead? Okay, we always hear, let's use like a kid example. 2 hours of screen time is so bad for your kids. Well, I'm just going to tell you, we've had many a day where my kids have absolutely watched more than 2 hours of TV. It is what it is. I'm not going to judge it. It's okay. And those were seasons. It's not every single day of our lives. And it is okay. My kids are still fine. They're still healthy. They're still growing. And that's great. And so it's the same thing for you. Maybe there's a certain way you were disciplined as a kid. Maybe your parents made you put your nose in the corner. I don't know. And you don't like that. Don't do it. And knowing that here's where some of the struggle may be is that our parents try to then continue to put their stuff on us. We get to draw a boundary and we get to say, actually, this isn't how we do things anymore. Can you please try it like this? If they can't do that, then you get to decide where you draw the line. But it's just all of these little things that you get to decide. You get to gain an awareness around where your life might not be feeling good, where you're doing things just because you want the acceptance and approval of others, and you fear judgment if you do anything different. Because if it's not feeling good to you, it's not feeling good to you, and that is okay. Our parents might not see it that way. Our family might not see it that way. Some of our friends might not see it that way. But that's the beautiful thing about the world. We can all have different opinions, and at the end of the day, we can still come together and be friends and love each other. Maybe that's my delusional belief about the world, but we have friends with different political beliefs. We have friends with different parenting beliefs. And at the end of the day, we can come together and have a really awesome barbecue together and have so much fun and laugh and all of that. And so it's the same thing here that, sometimes family doesn't take it as well in the beginning, but they eventually come around. But don't continue to self-sacrifice yourself in the name of trying to gain that approval from others and trying not to get judged, because you're going to be judged either way. So that is my little mom life, mom biz pep talk for you today. Do what you want. Do what you want in a way that feels good to you, because life is going to be better. You're going to be happier. Your kids are actually going to be happier because you're not just going through the motions of what you were taught growing up with all that conditioning. You're no longer seeking the approval externally. You're giving it to yourself. And here's me permissioning you to do whatever the hell you want. And your kids are going to feel that. Your partner's going to feel that. And so I want you to really think about that. Nobody else is living your life but you. So live it the way that you want to. Talk to you next time.